What's going on, boys and girls of the kick-ass nation? Misfits for life. Christopher Rausch here, your no excuses coach. Guess what I'm doing? I'm walking and I'm talking with my buddy. Where the fuck is he? Where's Ozzy? Where's Ozzy? There he is. You see him? Where is he? There he is. There's Ozzy. There's our chunky butt. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in your world where you're watching this, whether it's live or on the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is I, Christopher Rausch, your no excuses coach, here, walking, talking. As by the subject line, you can tell that today we're going to talk about something that I'm finding happening with a lot of people. I'm finding the coaching clients that are coming to me are struggling with this, so I thought I would do a quick video on this. And the topic of discussion today is defensiveness, right? Who is defensive? Are you defensive? Am I defensive? Are other people in your world defensive? What's up, Barbara Rausch? Hey, there's your puppy. There's a puppy. Anyways, hello, my beautiful wife. So today we're talking about defensiveness on this beautiful walk and talk as my wife is watching me. Thank you, babe, for all your love and support. So yeah, defensiveness. I'm finding that a lot of people, when you approach them and you are having a discussion with them. What's up, Ellie? Thank you for coming in from the UK. When we're talking with people, I'm finding that if I bring up a challenging point of view, and sometimes I do that actually on purpose because I want to see where people stand on their beliefs and their truths and the assertions that they're making. I'm finding it very interesting, and the clients that are coming to me are having a challenge with defensive people. Like, Chris, how do I handle defensive people? How do I handle people who have a different opinion of myself, but they don't want to see other sides of the conversation? And so to that, and that's what I want to talk about today for a little bit. You know, when we're defensive, that is an immediate sign for us internally to say, hey, what am I making this to mean about me? What am I making this to mean about me? If we're being defensive, and especially if we're being defensive before actually hearing the entire conversation or the entire perhaps argument, if you will. Many times we jump to assumptions and say, oh, this person's going there. I know where they're going. And then instead of fucking listening, we start composing our rebuttal. We start composing, what's up, Mary Kay? We start composing our reply. We're like, oh, they're going to say this and they're going to say this and I'm going to get them on this and I'm going to get them on that. That's the bullshit I grew up with. My mom was constantly in the need to be right. She had to validate, she had to prove that she was right. Good morning. And that taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. When we're defensive, that's something that we need to be taking personally. That's something we need to be checking ourselves inside and going, hey, what am I making this to mean about me? And kind of doing some discovery work on that, because if you're immediately defensive rather than curious about where the person came from with their thoughts, then that's a clear indication that you got something going on inside of you. So when I find that somebody is defensive, I start asking questions. I start seeking to understand them to be understood. And so I'll start asking them like, hey, tell me a little bit more about that. Hey, can you tell me where it is that you formed that opinion? What were some of the circumstances in your life that caused you to form that belief and that opinion? And then I listen. I don't listen with the intent to judge. I don't listen with the intent to pick apart and to prove them wrong. I listen for cues as to why they are the way they are. And that way I can have empathy and compassion for them, because the truth of the matter is, if we walked in one another's footsteps and we're surrounded by the people that we grew up with, the ideas and the truths and the beliefs and everything else, might we be like that person? Abso-fucking-lutely. If I grew up in northern Detroit, Michigan and hunted and hung out and did all that stuff, would my values and would my ideas, my thoughts about politics and everything else be different? I'm certain it would. I'm certain it would. We are a combination of the people that we surround ourselves with. And more importantly, you guys have heard me talk about it, the conditioning process that happens when we're kids, right? I remember for the longest time, I would not buy any other motor oil than Castrol GTX, because that's what my mom said was the best. We have to get Castrol GTX, it's the best. And so God's honest truth, I didn't even look at other motor oils, I didn't look at Valvoline, I didn't look at anything else. And that's interesting. And I started asking myself, I'm like, why do I have that belief? Oh, well, that's what my mom told me was the best, and I'm supposed to trust and respect my superiors and my adults in my life. So we start forming those beliefs. And so, especially in today's world, with everybody being so passionate and emotional about what's going on, the best thing you can do for yourself when you encounter defensive people is to figure out what it is that they're defensive about. What is the true root, ladies and gentlemen, the root of the situation? I'm finding it's not about politics, it's not about vaccinations, it's not about abortion, it's about something deeper. It's something deeper. It's about avoiding loss. It's about, having our truths, and we look for meaning to substantiate them. We look for politicians are bad. I'm going to find out all the politicians are bad. You know, somebody screws up and you make a blanket statement, you make an assumption or assertion about someone. But instead, seek first to find out what it is that makes them them. And perhaps, and here's the other important part of it, keep a fucking open mind, ladies and gentlemen. Just because you may disagree with somebody passionately doesn't mean you can't have an open mind. It doesn't mean you can't say, hey, let me look at it from your experience. Let me look at it from your perspective, not mine, not mine. I've been through different experiences. I've associated with different people in my life. I think my dog is boycotting already. Come on, Ozzy. Come on, Ozzy. He's being defensive about the walk. And guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. But guess what? We have the opportunity to start healing ourselves and healing humanity. And just imagine if this message got to everyone, and everyone who felt defensive started looking within inside themselves and starting to heal their wounds and heal the things that are keeping them down and keeping them back. Then you wouldn't be focusing on trying to prove yourself right. You wouldn't be out there making these assertions that you're right and everybody else is wrong. That shit is fucking old. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. There is no right or wrong. There are people with different perspectives and opinions and beliefs. And those people may be a little bit distorted, and sure, you know, in other scales, they may not be the nicest people or anything else, but everybody's entitled to their opinions and their beliefs. And just because they have them doesn't make them stupid, doesn't make them anything else. It makes them human. And if everybody in this fucking world thought the same and did the same, it would be boring. It would be boring. So here's the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. For the next week, I want you to really listen to people, whether it's on social media or in life. Listen to them and then ask them questions. Hey, tell me more about that. Have you considered this? Have you considered that? And then listen with the intent to understand. You can understand, you can still totally disagree, but then once you listen to that person and once you paraphrase back to them what you heard and what you understood, they know you probably already disagree with them. But once you set that basis and to say, hey, listen, I care, I understand, this is what I do. And people thank me for that. Chris, I know you don't believe the same way as I do. I have these conversations both online and offline. Chris, I know you don't believe the same way I do, but man, I respect the fact that you really try to understand. I respect the fact that you set the table that those of us on either quote unquote side can all meet in the middle somewhere and figure out from one another how we can better understand each other and the world around us. And then better yet, not be walking around with the intent to prove people wrong. What the fuck is that? Why are you so adamant about proving people wrong? You know, I see people posting shit and it fucking bugs the crap out of me. Oh, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Think about it. What is it that you are really doing? Well, I'm sharing information. No, you're not. What is it you're doing? What is it you're trying to do? You're not going to fucking change anybody's opinion. All you're going to do is get the people who believe with you to go, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, we're right. See, yes, we got it. And fucking pump up our fists. Yeah, I got it right. I got people support me. Fuck the fuck off. Stop it. Stop it. How about putting shit out there that really helps people, right? You're not going to change somebody's opinion about something so passionate as politics and abortion and all that other stuff. That's a deeper conversation. That's a deeper conversation. That's a conversation I choose to have. You know, if somebody tells me they absolutely do not believe in a woman's right to choose as far as abortion goes, tell me more about that. And guess what? I find out where it is that they have their opinion. And then going back to what I was saying before, once you paraphrase back to that person, you understood them. People are not feeling heard right now. People are not feeling heard. They're not feeling understood. And that's creating that divisiveness. That's creating that, well, if I don't feel understood by the people that don't get me, I'm going to go to the people who do so that I feel like I fit in. This is about fitting in. This is about healing old wounds. This is about childhood shit. I'm going to show it to the man. Teachers gave it to me. My parents gave it to me. Everybody gave it to me. I'm going to show it to the man. Stop it. Right? Especially if you have fucking kids. Stop that shit. Let's show our kids to have empathy and forgiveness and understanding that there are multiple aspects of the truth. I mean, if I stop right now, if I had 7 people sit here and say, look over there and tell me what you see. Look over there and tell me what you see. I'm gonna have 7 different fucking answers. I may have a couple of the same, but you're gonna have different perspectives because of our beliefs and the things that we've gone through. Those shape our attitudes and our feelings and our actions. So I have found one of the big reasons why I'm successful and why I'm happy and why I have inner peace is that I chose not to be like my mom. My mom was that person. My mom had to be right. Now what happens if I tell you you're wrong? Jacqueline, you're wrong. Ellie, you're wrong. Barbara, you're wrong. whoever else, you're wrong. What's the immediate emotion that you get? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And you're wrong. And here's what I'm going to do. So we immediately get defensive, and then we put on an attack. We're going to go on attack and say, hey, listen, here's what you did wrong, and here's the da-da-da-da. Fact of the matter is, we don't know the fucking truth is about half the shit that's going on. The media and everybody else tells us what we need to hear, what we want to hear, right? I don't care what side of the political arena you're on. I'm not on a side, in case you can't tell. I have my opinions and my beliefs, of course. Of course. But at the same time, I want to heal this world. You guys know I'm on the board of directors for Help Heal Humanity. You guys know every single day, well, I mean, if you're new, you might not know this. Every single day, I wake up and I'm grateful for my day, and then I set the intention for what it is that I'm going to do and who I'm going to be. And the God's honest truth, every day I set the intention that my words and my actions are going to make this world a better place for who I am and what I do. Whether that's just with my family, with my son, with the world, with the people I work with my clients. Somehow, some way, I use my voice and my intelligence and my passion to make this world a better place for who I am and what I do. The reason why I do that is whenever my time comes, if it's earlier than later, I want my son to know this is what his dad stood for. His dad was looking to find a way to bridge the bullshit that's going on in the world. You know, I think back to 9/11, and when here in the United States, I know I have family all over the world, thank you very much. My friends in India, thank you very much. My friends in the UK, thank you very much. We're growing. Christopher Rausch, the Raw and Unscripted show, everything else is growing. We're getting worldwide impact, one person at a time. And I love it. So that's my legacy every single day. I don't want to run around being all pissed off and stressed out about who doesn't agree with me. I don't want to be defensive. As soon as I'm defensive, I'm like, what does that mean? What am I making that mean about me? And let me listen. And for those of you who don't want to have challenging conversations, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk to those people anymore. Why? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You know, it takes an open mind. It takes an open mind, first of all, with ourselves, right? You got to be open to realize you're not perfect and you don't know fucking everything. I don't care how many news reports and shit you look at, you don't know everything. And to put people on the defensive and make them feel bad because they have a different choice or a different perspective is ridiculous, right? And I'm saying that to all of you. I'm saying that to myself. I'm not perfect. Trust me, I have moments where I'm like, okay, I can't deal. So I take a break. I pump the brakes. I don't do anything stupid. I don't do anything emotional. I used to go on and do lives like these, be like, you motherfuckers are stupid. And then I would like go back the next day. I'm like, that's not the positive message I want to send, right? I think there's only been 1 or 2 times in my life where I've deleted a post or deleted a video I did because it wasn't congruent to the real message I wanted to send. It was an emotional reaction that I was doing. And if you go back through my walk and talk videos, I'm sure you'll find some of them still. There's only 2 that I took down, I think. And that's because I really wanted to be respectful. I didn't want to hurt the feelings of the people that I care about, who probably 95% may believe and agree with everything else that I believe in, but maybe that one thing they don't. You know, with the state of politics and everything else that's going on in the world, like, those people are assholes, those people are bad. Have you asked them, hey, by the way, what was your charitable contribution deduction line on your taxes last year? Oh, you donated $50,000, you donated $5,000, you're on the board of directors for cancer hospitals, you're this, you're that. Vote for who you want to vote for. Are you an asshole, yes or no? That's what I look for. Are you an incongruent son of a bitch? That's what I look for. Are you racist? Are you closed-minded? That's what I look for. I don't care what color you are, size, shape, sexuality, he, she, him, her, tall, fat, whatever label you want to put on it. Cut us down the middle, we're all the same. We're all the same. You get us in a room and you ask us what our priorities are, you ask us what we ultimately want out of life. I don't care what side of the political fence or any other argument you're on. I bet you, and I've actually proven this, I don't even need to bet you, we all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. It's the manner in which we go about it. The manner in which we go about it. Us look through life with a distorted lens. So we go through life with a distorted lens of fear. What am I afraid of? What am I running from? Ask yourself those questions. I ask myself those questions all the time. What am I running from? What am I afraid of? What is my biggest fear? My biggest fear is that I won't get out all the passion and intelligence and experience that I've had in my life to help the world become a better. My son won't get to enjoy his father and see his father grow up to be old. So guess what? I make different decisions now. Very healthy decisions. I'm continuing to work on that. I'm not perfect, but again, I'm looking at what my priorities are. My priorities are to be healthy and to make the world a better place. What are your priorities? And look about the way you're doing it. Look about the way you're doing it. Listen, if you have difference of opinions and things of that nature, a Facebook post is fine, right? You want to share some information? Hey, look at this aspect of the conversation. Do that. But more importantly, decide what you're here for. Decide what your legacy is. And most important of all, make sure you're spending that investment of time and energy on that, growing yourself, broadening your horizons, personal growth, self-development. Make the investment, right? I'm seeing people with their fucking phones. Put your phone down, have conversations, go to the library, read a book, watch documentaries. Be intentional with your life and your purpose. Be intentional to make this world a better place, not for us. I'm 53 years old. I'm going to be gone in a blip, relatively speaking. Our kids and our kids' kids, what do they deserve to inherit in this world? Do they deserve to inherit a world from adults who were playing the comparison game and the bitching game and this, that, and the other thing? Think about it. And lastly, my heart goes out to the families and the people of the Ukraine and Russia, the Russian citizens, everybody in the world. I send you this message. I love you. I don't care where you've been, what you've done, who you think about. I care about you. I love you. And together we can make this world a better place. But it starts with us. It starts internally with the conversations that we're having, with the actions that we're taking each and every day. That's what it's about. And that's why I'm here. I'm your no excuses coach. So if you have challenges with these perspectives, I invite you to hit me up. I'll send you my calendar. We'll have a conversation on Zoom, in person, right? Even if you have a challenge with this video, I challenge you to say, hey, Chris, let's have a conversation about it. And whatever aspect it is, I will open my mind and my ears and listen to you. I promise that. So go out there and be amazing. If you're just joining us, I see Randy just joining us. Go back and watch the beginning of this. If this message speaks to you, please consider sharing it and putting a little blurb in there of what it is that this conversation did for you. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you're supporting the Raw and Scripted podcast, the Unfiltered Show. Tonight, I'm going to be on the Rainbows and Real Life show with my partner, Pamela Aubrey, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check us out. You guys can find it on my Facebook and my social media. I'm going to have a great conversation with the founder of a nonprofit who helps kids with cancer. Yes! Jason, I believe his name is. So go out there and be the change you bitch about. Have an open mind. And when especially you find yourself being defensive, ask yourself the question, what can I learn about this, about myself? Why am I taking this personally? And then take the action to seek first to understand, ask more questions, paraphrase back to the person, and then invite them to listen to your perspective as well. All right? Kick ass. That's life. I love you guys. I'm the No Excuses Coach. Reach out to me. Let me know what I can do to support you. We'll see you next time. Stay unstoppable.